So with all the recent craziness that Games Workshop is enforcing, and we're seeing this across the entire spectrum here on YouTube, right now primarily focusing on content creators and animators with Warhammer 40,000 lore, but spilling over, possibly affecting other YouTube 40K enthusiasts, having them ask the question, look, I'm one step out. Do I want to continue the investment in my channel? Can I continue the investment in my channel if Games Workshop, based on their new and updated terms of service, essentially saying they're going to come after everybody, is this something that I can navigate? So there's a lot in the air right now as Games Workshop continues to push forward, preparing to launch Warhammer Plus, and of course, on the physical side, rolling out new kits, rolling out new models, and essentially radically, this is a bigger picture, essentially radically shifting their customer base, radically shifting the player base towards a different type of consumer. So this asks the question, as a wargaming enthusiast, as someone who enjoys playing war games, not only for the tactics and the building and the painting, but also the social aspects, being able to get together with friends, create that narrative, set up an amazing table, have an amazing battle, step back for a moment and say, wow, look at the narrative that we're playing in. Warhammer 40,000, for me, it's certainly not about the rules. I mean, the rules are okay. There's a couple of innovations, but it's not like they're balanced or they're even remotely fair. But I understand with all the factions. On a side note, if we look at other wargaming systems, Games Workshop has the most factions to maintain, to keep in balance, to write rules for. So I understand there are a lot of moving parts, and some of those parts are not always going to fit together optimally. But this idea, I play 40K for the immersion, for the ability to tell a story with friends. And that's true of any wargaming system. I mean, Pacific Rim Extinction as a small example. A bigger example would be X-Wing miniatures and Battletech. So this leads to the question, given that Games Workshop is doing the best that it can to essentially destroy the wargaming community as it shifts its focus over to the toy community or the collector community, what about Mantic Games? And I'm using Mantic as an example because I think there is a great opportunity to pivot. I think there is a great opportunity right now with Games Workshop literally shooting itself in the foot and alienating so many players who enjoy fantasy battles, who enjoy sci-fi battles. It would be very, very easy to port directly over to Mantic and to play those systems and to invest in that community and to build that community. And more, I've really been looking at it. We covered this in a vlog a couple of weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, asking the question, Mantic seems to be where Games Workshop was in the 90s. And I'm not talking about model tech and the physical product. I'm talking about support as a game company where, yes, they're there for profit. Yes, they want to make money. They should make money. I want them to make lots of money so they can continue contributing to the wargaming community. But the focus is not just money, is not just the shareholders. The focus is the community, is building something. I get the feeling with Mantic, they get up every day and it's like, let's contribute to the community. Let's do this wargaming thing. Let's have some fun. Let's make some money also. But I feel like they're a lot more open to evolving and supporting the community and interacting one-on-one. Games Workshop is so siloed. I don't think half the people know what the other half of the people are doing, and everyone's conducting their own little fractured kingdom on a map where just by the nature of Mantic being smaller and more intimate, that perspective pushing forward, I think there's tremendous opportunity for Mantic and other gaming companies, but I think Mantic is primed just based on their rules, their presentation, their lore to capture a lot from Games Workshop with the help of Games Workshop doing it for them. How they do that, the strategy, how they do that, that's the big question. But I think just as content creators are asking themselves, not how do I continue? Do I even continue? or is YouTube in trouble? And side note, we're going to explore this. Patreon's next. Patreon is next. Games Workshop is lining the target up. It's going down the list. I see that like maybe in a month once they've wrapped up everything here on YouTube. But shifting back to how do other companies like Mantic capitalize on this, utilize this, build on that momentum to capture those of us who are saying, Games Workshop, I love you. I love the IP. I love the narrative. I have years of friendship created through your universe, but this is getting to be enough is enough. Just how much more can we take? How much more do we want to take?